Welcome to Hami Media Group, or as the cool kids say, HMG. We're here to provide you with the very best entertainment alternative media has to offer. Thank you to all our supporters who have made us what we are today. Follow us on social media, video, and podcast platforms at Hami Media Group. Become a subscriber to Hami Media Group at patreon.com for great free daily content as well as off-the-top rope extras. Subscribe to our affiliate Patreon channels with a plethora of fun content on various tiers that will bring tears of joy to your eyes. Vince Russo's The Brand, the Rip Rogers FR Podcast, Stevie Ray TV, Goldilocks, The A Show with Aaron Stevens and April Hunter, The Two-Man Power Trip, Velvet Sky and Angelina Love, the beautiful people. And now, the Larry Hankin Stories. Support your favorite HMG and independent pro wrestling talent at ProWrestlingTees.com. Enjoy the ultimate meal with Zordo's Ultra Premium Extra Virgin Olive Oil. Head over to ZordosOliveOil.com. Start your day with the best cup of Joe, bro. Try a fantastic selection of flavorful coffee blends at thebrosters.com. StevieRichardsFitness.com. Get off that couch and make a healthy change without leaving your home. Amazing resistance band and yoga workout programs at an affordable price that will help you become a brand new you. Hear from the pros who live the biz, bro, with talent that have worked for every major organization led by the man who put the attitude back in pro wrestling and in your ear holes. It's gotta be russosbrand.com, bro. Again, we'd like to thank you for joining us here at HMG. And now it's time to be entertained.
Are you not entertained?
I'm very entertained.
I'm very entertained as well. And welcome to another edition of Your Impact Attack. Yes, I said it is Your Impact Attack here at the Hameen Media Group and the Hameen Media Group YouTube channel. We don't really have a special cool YouTube link that you can go to. We're not like Stevie Ray, where you can go to youtube.com/Stevie Ray TV and go check out a bunch of really cool stuff. But it's like youtube.com/a bunch of random letters and numbers to get to the Hameen Media Group channel. But I am not alone. I am joined each and every week here with the guy who's actually down below me this time. We're switching it up here with how we're posted on. Vet gets to be on his own half of the screen all by himself. Brandon has been promoted to the right of me here as the fans love the hazy camera. You're getting the spotlight here. You get to be beside Moose tonight. You get to be beside Moose tonight here. Wait, yeah, right over there. Somewhere in there.
Somewhere.
But guys, I'm here with the Vet. Vet, say what's up.
Hey, what's going on? We did it, boys.
Did it.
We did it.
We did it.
We finally did it.
It's not time to celebrate yet. We're not going to tell them what we did. No time to celebrate. We'll get to that.
All right.
Got anything else?
We did it, boys. I'm telling you, man. There's only one thing to talk about, really.
Only one thing to talk about. But you want to talk about the Go Home show and Bound for Glory. Well, we're going to talk about Bound for Glory anyways. But
yeah, we got to do that.
If you guys didn't know, Scott Woodford back from the Jericho Cruise. Hopefully that's not COVID that you got there, sir. Hopefully it's something else that you got.
Hey, don't get blanked out again. Now, don't go into the void, Colin.
That's true. Yeah. Oh.
Okay. See, that's what happens. If you guys haven't been watching when Colin's been on NXT, Big Ray and Colin, you say the C word on any sort of Google platforms or anything like that, you just might get blanked out of existence. So just be careful with your language tonight, Brandon, and I think you should be okay. Oh, jeez.
What happened?
What in the?
I said the C word, and now I'm like this.
And
those COVID side effects are kind of insane.
Fuck it, just go with the show, guys.
Okay, well, you can still speak, right? So,
do you think I got this from COVID?
Oh boy, he said it again.
Oh,
see,
fuck.
Now you're seeing how it works, right? Like you can't say it. Luckily, the stream still seems to be alive, which seems kind of weird. It seems like they would just kick you off rather than just shut his window. But yeah. So.
I'm back.
Oh, you okay there, buddy?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Why am I wearing a diaper?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But let's just move the show along instead. And watch your language.
Sorry. I'll try not to say the C word. What's up, Sonic? What's up, Lizbeth in the chat? What's up, Buckshot Kid? Scott Woodford again, back from the Jericho cruise. Hopefully he got to enjoy some Will Ospreay and some OJ versus I think it was Jericho and who did he wrestle? I don't remember.
Jericho and Orange were a team.
Oh, Jericho and Orange were a team? I thought who was on the other side?
I don't know.
It was Ospreay and somebody else. I don't remember.
Well, why don't we just ask Scott Woodford?
Yeah, Scott, who wrestled with Ospreay? It was somebody cool, I believe. But we're forgetting our third man in the booth here for your Impact Attack, and that is the man with the haziest camera in all of live streaming on Twitch, YouTube, anywhere that you can live stream. Canada Spaceman's here. What's up, Canada Spaceman?
What up, man?
It's our man. You acknowledge him. Acknowledge King Moose. Brandon, what's up?
Doing good. I'm just bowing before King Moose.
Scott didn't watch that match, apparently. He was too busy chasing people around on the cruise ship.
Okay, well.
All right. Anything else, guys? No? Y'all just want to jump right in?
Yeah,
plan on finally getting the camera changed out, playing some cannabis earnings coming up in the middle of November.
Cannabis earnings, yes. You get high dollars too, right?
It might be too late now. Your camera has become a star, so
yeah, you might want to
get rid
just
of
keep
it.
the hazy camera.
Yeah, you can upgrade some of the other equipment, but you might want to keep that camera now.
All right. Well, I guess if you guys don't have anything else to talk about, no news stories, nothing interesting happened to you this weekend?
No, I'd like to apologize. I feel a little under the weather, so I'll apologize in advance for how I might look and sound on this particular episode. But other than that, do I have anything else?
I think that's the most important question here. Did people on the cruise wash their ass this time? Now, Scott, you have to let us know in the chat. One's in the chat, Scott, and this is only for Scott. If you got stuck in that 5-hour wait line that we heard about that was going on, where people were having issues getting on the boat because they had to be tested beforehand, and no water was given out, nothing like that. There's just a bunch of people just out waiting in a long ass line. So Scott, one in the chat if that happened to you. Two's in the chat if all the dirt sheets were just full of shit.
And again, only for Scott.
Only for Scott, yeah. We don't want to see any ones and twos from anyone else.
Honestly, if some of these fully vaxxed cruise results of what's going on there is anything to go by, getting a negative test to everybody before you get in is actually better than vaccination status.
It's true. It's true. Just don't say the C word. All right. Well, Vet, I guess if you want to lead us off into this Impact Go Home show that we have here.
Oh wow, we don't have Manolo. We don't
ramp up into the celebration here. We're going headlong.
Okay.
Right here. Right, ladies and gentlemen, bow before your new king of Impact as we jump into this go home show, which leads into Bound for Glory, which leads to the coronation of the one true champion, Moose. Bet. Start us off here, sir.
All right. Well, the first thing we get on this episode is Bullet Club versus Finn Juice. I swear I thought Juice Robinson was Luke Gallows for a second, because he
Macho Man Luke Gallows.
He just was looking and acting ridiculous, like something Gallows would do. So anyways, yeah, this was it was a match. There was a dusty finish. There was a lot of fake arguing. And that would lead us into a break. Brandon, did you have any notes on this match?
Yeah, I mean, we know these guys can have great matches with each other. Let's see some more like out of the arena character building stuff, and so that way we can be enjoy their matches more when they actually have them. Like be more interested in paying to see them instead of seeing them all the time on free TV. Let's see some more character building, and then the double pin finish. Like there was nothing on the line. What was the point of it? Plus, with the backstage thing with them, like, oh, I'm going to make a decision on who I think should be the number one contender. Like, well, if you're going to do a double pin finish like that, why not make it for the number one contendership and go, okay, triple threat, and now it would all make sense.
Well, I think actually it was that they did a poor job of beating you over the head with it, but they did. This was supposed to be for the number one contendership, but that's on the announcing, that's on the promotion or whatever, or that's on us paying attention. I mean, I knew, but yeah. But the thing is, like you were saying about building the characters. Well, did the referees come out doing the fake arguing? Did that build enough character for you? I mean, is that working for you? I don't think it is.
Nah.
And then the fake arguing continues backstage with the wrestlers and the referees. Tell me about Colin. Is it your favorite thing in the world when referees have to yell at somebody and then they pantomime everything?
Stop.
I saw it. I counted 1, 2, 3. Like, why are they, dude? What are you doing? Stop it. Just stop it. No one cares. Okay, I just want everybody to know that.
I just liked how commentary put this over. Like, we've seen this match all over the world and all over the place, and it's like, yeah, I think we saw this match like 2 weeks ago too. Like, come on, like, give us something new here.
It's the Bar versus Shield.
And yeah.
Well, this is different because it was Hikuleo and Chris Bay instead of El Phantasmo and Chris Bay.
Well, this was very upsetting because, as you said, I don't even think FinJuice was taking this match seriously. Not Finn. Juice was not taking this match seriously, nor did he really take the Bound for Glory match seriously as well. Now, we got to see a little bit more of his personality in that Bound for Glory match, but here, stink finish, which leads to the match that we get for Bound for Glory with the triple threat tag team match, which in itself was a crazy match. Next up on the list, Vet.
Yeah, so like I said, D'Amore's going to make a decision later. We all know what the decision is going to be. It's going to be that triple threat. Like, it's not even a question. Right. Anybody that's ever watched one episode of a wrestling show, they know how it's going to go. Next, we get a Josh Alexander profile. Okay, now this goes into what Brandon's talking about getting the interest built into the character. Why do we really care about Josh Alexander? If you just started watching it,
mutiny forming in the chat. Vet, don't make Vet come in the chat. Don't make Vet come in the chat. Canada Spaceman. He will come in there and chin lock you.
I mean, I'm not going to do that. I'll leave that up to Gallows as well. But so I was thinking, watching this profile, like how good the profile was, like what a good job they were doing with producing it. And then they get to the part where he says, when he was talking about Low Key, and he said he was putting over Low Key, but then he said the phrase, he was kind of real. And I was like, what is that supposed to mean? You know what I mean? Like you're...
It was a figment of our imagination, actually. I've never seen Low Key. Have you seen Low Key?
I thought I had, but...
I've seen Senshi.
I've seen Loki.
Yeah, I've seen Cabal. But yeah, so like just saying weird shit like that in something, it's like real as opposed to what? Like you just automatically make the fans go there in their mind, like, oh, so you're saying that everything is fake, but Low Key is kind of real, like his stuff is real because he's you just don't want to do that. So other than that, I thought it was good, but that right there, one thing can torpedo the whole idea of it. Brandon, what'd you think?
Yeah, besides that, I've loved this package. Like you started having more of a connection to Josh Alexander. You start to see like, okay, this is real. This is him. You want to root for this guy. Okay, now you see his motivation. You see what drives him, and you want to get behind him and want him to achieve his goal and what he wants to do. It's great character building.
Right. So And I think as wrestling fans, we're all used to that, so we don't even see when they weave in and out of their kayfabe stuff. Like we just kind of accept it, but I don't like it.
Production wise, this was a really good vignette. I think as somebody who's watching the show, if you really didn't know anything about Josh Alexander, or came in as like a first time viewer, it could set you up with kind of hooking you into liking this guy and seeing that aspect. I like when D'Amore came in and gave him the contract. You know, that was real. That was, you know, like that you get to see this guy's climb where he just won, and now Scott D'Amore's like, fuck these fans. You're now an Impact superstar. Like, it was a real moment almost, you know?
And I know that you know, that's a huge nitpick. I'll get to that in a second. That's a huge nitpick for you know, a show that has people teleporting and other bullshit like that. In fact, in this episode, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, nonetheless, I had to call it out, big and small. You know, anytime that you disrespect or don't protect the business, like it's my job to point it out, because not like I think they're gonna learn a also even though they obviously listen to this show and do the things that we say sometimes, but also for the fans. I don't want that to become normalized for the fans. I want all of you guys that watch this show to think the same things, you know? Like, I want you to see through the bullshit that sports entertainment has done to professional wrestling, and I want you to call that kind of stuff out and, you know, rally against it. I think I've successfully turned the Smack Attack guys into miserable fuckers now that they've had me on enough times to know that they seem to be so happy-go-lucky before, and then the latest episode they just, you know, they just seem like they're starting to get it. I'm proud of them. The video game Army of Two was based on the vet's life is a comment from Sonic. Now, the funny thing about that is I took that name from my tag team because of the video game, but I found out about the game before it was released. So it seemed like I came up with the name and then the video game came out and took it from me. But I saw the game in a preview. So little fun vet trivia fact from the past. Next is the intergender three-way tag match. I don't even know how to describe this, or why should I talk about the participants of this. I guess, isn't this everybody that's in the fucking social media championship match?
They paired them up into a tag team to, you know, they always have to do that. Even in the sports entertainment industry or the sports entertainment company, they do this where it's like, all right, we've got like 6 people that are vying for this thing. All right, they're going to be in a jumbled mixed tag match.
Yeah. Well, did anybody have anything to say about it? Anyone comment?
I did like the Falaba stuff with Chelsea when she first tagged in. That was not Chelsea.
No, it was
Jordan.
Chelsea.
No, it was Chelsea. Yeah, that was fun. That was about it. That's about the only thing I liked.
Chelsea's pantomimes, like, I don't know. You're a fat guy. I thought I'd try it. Okay.
Yeah, just a basic showcase for the 6 people in the match. Really, nothing else.
Well, Tennille wins it.
And
Next.
John Skyler. Whoa. And John Skyler, sir. You put some respect on John Skyler's name. He beat Matt Cardona. Okay.
Tennille wins it. And
GCW champion.
the next thing we get is Rhino in the ring, interrupted by Heath.
Rhino don't say shit. He says everything.
Yeah, he doesn't get a chance either. So this is another instance of this is a problem in sports entertainment. This is is plaguing the entire business of you're my best friend, but I can only talk to you in a ring with a microphone. No other times of the week, no other times of the day. Not earlier when we got to the building.
He calls him. Rhino just is like,
yeah, he just stands there. He answers, but he just sits there.
And all it takes is one little line of, I'm trying to, you know, you're not answering my calls, you're answering my text, just something like that, and you'll fix that problem real quick.
Yep. Or you could have not done this like this, and you could have done it like where Rhino gets to the building and Heath just runs up to him, and you could have turned it into a backstage thing. Because a lot of this was bullshit. Like, when he comes out, he says to Rhino, "Cat still got your tongue? You interrupted him. He didn't even get to say anything. What the fuck is wrong with you idiot?" So anyway, They get interrupted again. Violent by Design comes out, and then they argue for Rhino's soul in the ring. And Rhino is brainwashed apparently, but he has the presence of mind to put on his gear.
Infected.
He has the presence of mind to put on his gear and a T-shirt promoting the upcoming pay-per-view event, but he's brainwashed.
He's infected. It's disease. Have you not seen the 8 million Eric Young promos? It's a disease. He is diseased. He is diseased.
Well, he leaves Heath to his fate, and some more disease. So
And some more disease. Did you like how they said that he cracked the staff over the back of Heath's head? Clearly, he did it over his back. They were like, "Oh, he just cracked it over the back of his head. He's knocked out cold." Like, no, he didn't. No.
All the announcers are trying. Speaking of which, Sonic the Hedgerat says, Matt Stryker on commentary doing a vet impersonation, or was that just me hearing things? I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure exactly what he means by that, but
I think Stryker wanted to be you for the evening. Maybe, I don't know.
well, yeah, I don't know. I just didn't catch it. I wasn't aware of it, so maybe he could elaborate. We get a Suzuki package. Oh, I'm sorry, Brandon. Before I move on, what did you think of this riveting drama where there was just a literal, a metaphorical, actually, tug of war? You know, maybe the tug of war inspired by the hit Squid Game. They're doing a tug of war for Rhino's soul here. What's he gonna do? Like, is it gonna be Cheese Whiz and crackers, or is it gonna be going back to Shawshank? What is your thoughts on this? Great grammar by me, by the way.
Well, according to Eric Young, VBD is forever. Well, there are a couple of VBDs that are definitely going to be there forever. And it just felt kind of weird that there's no reunion payoff on the Go Home show. Like, you're thinking, like, okay, they're building to the big tag match between Heath and Rhino against them. You think this is the spot. They pay off the reunion, so you want to see them team together to fight, the faction. But, like, I don't know.
But instead, they leave it a mystery. Like, buy the pay-per-view to see if Rhino joins Heath.
Right, that's what the free TV's for.
Classic Go Home show into the pay-per-view style stuff there. It's the E set the status quo with that as well. How many times did you have Go Home stuff where it's like, oh my God, what's Stone Cold gonna do next? Oh my God, you got to tune into the pay-per-view.
Because they would deliver it, because he would actually do something.
Yeah, he'd come out like an hour and a half into the pay-per-view and kick somebody's ass. But Rhino escapes, leaves Heath there to get his ass kicked, and we move on to the next segment. But I'm excited to see what happens here. It's got me ramped up. I'm ready to gore something.
Okay. Are you excited to see the same Suzuki package they showed last week?
Yes.
Did that excite you? Did that ramp you up?
Not really.
Do you want to
Suzuki and GCW sounds way more exciting.
Okay, well,
Do you think he's going to hit someone with a light tube? Do you think they would dare hit Suzuki with a light tube? Or a plate? Or a pizza cutter?
No, I don't think so.
He would kill them, right?
Probably.
How did this feel like you... were you watching like a New Japan episode today? Like when you watched Impact, did it feel like New Japan? Like with all these New Japan guys there?
No.
No? Not even at the pay-per-view when you had the Bullet Club versus Finjuice?
No, it felt like COVID era WWE. Oops.
Oh,
take me off the screen.
Ah, damn it. He said it.
Oh,
he said
shit.
It. He shouldn't have said it. He said the C word. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe he'll be a whole vet. Maybe it'll be Matt Stryker. Maybe Matt Stryker will be in the vet's place. Who knows? Who knows?
They got black holes there in Nashville.
They do. They really do. Oh, he's back. He's back from the void.
Wow. Oh God, I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake.
I'm just glad Matt Stryker's not here in your place.
I can dig me some Melina too, Spaceman.
Yes. Yeah, Melina, that split that she had. We're not there yet.
He's so ahead of it. We could just have him post all the results in the chat and move straight to Bound for Glory, right? Now we'll move on to Savannah Evans versus Mickie James. This is the pick your poison. Evans was the poison that was picked. She did much better in this match than the last time I saw her. Deonna comes out to her music, of course, and Mickie sold it like she just saw Trevor Murdoch wearing nothing but her husband's belt. Like, did you catch that face that she made? Like, it's
Well,
just Deanna standing at the top of the ramp. Why do you act like your child was just murdered? I don't understand.
It's classic. Interrupt the music, and the person's like, "What? I'm gonna forget that I'm beating this person's ass and look up the ramp."
Hey,
Yep.
Tom Brady, what?
I also
Well, that obviously didn't happen this weekend. Jeez.
I didn't know Savannah Evans was from Charlotte.
Well,
Always got to shout out the Charlotte wrestlers here. NWA territory, baby.
there you go. All right. Well, anyway, it didn't matter because Mickey won anyway. So it's like, yeah. And then the Drama King attacked Mickey James.
Whoa. There was a little contact there. There's a no contact clause in their contract, and Deanna made contact. She made contact.
Did she?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they had to talk about it afterwards when D'Amore added the extra stipulation onto the championship match that Ray Walt, the Drama King, could not be down there at the ring. Or he's done. He's suspended from Impact, and so would Deanna. Everybody's suspended.
Right. I like to see what their kids would look like.
Oh, Sonic said Savannah used to date Braun Strowman.
Wow. All right.
Now he's dating Raquel Gonzalez.
Wow. That's amazing. I guess you got to be a certain height to ride the ride that is Braun Strowman, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. Ask Alexa.
That's true. Now we're on to the vet's favorite segment of the night.
Yeah.
Some learning tree.
Yeah, it's this is Myers Cuts lemon soda here, which it came as a shock.
Or soda. I did not think that soda was going to get cut here. I thought Zicky Dice was gone. Get out of here, Zicky.
Yeah, you'd think so, but then Swerve. It
Swerve.
was Soda, the guy that was the entire start of this whole gimmick, and now he's been replaced by.
No, there were some kind of hints that's where they were going. Where like Soda was kind of like he thought he was in, but he was really the odd man out. Like there were hints of that, like leading up to this.
Yeah, but I think like the vet said, it was kind of built around Sam Beal being this kind of ho-hum guy or whatever, and now he's not in the group anymore. But we saw a little interaction at BFG in the Call Your Shot match there where they kind of teamed back up a little bit, but he thought VSK was going to get the boot too. I just like how he moved down the line. He was like, here you go, Zicky. Sorry, you're not going to be. He's like, no, we're keeping him. He's like, oh, sorry, here. And they're like, no, it's you. Well, can I get an autograph? And then Brian Myers tells VSK to sign the Brian Myers photo for Soda Thompson.
Who should I make it out to? 2 M's?
Yeah, he got it. The wrong guy. Should have been VSK.
Well, that's the obvious choice, but yeah. So that's what they went with. They attempted some comedy here. I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys if they succeeded or not.
That you're being besmirched in the chat here. They said you had alts that were pushing Moose in the Monday locker room chat. Is this true? Did you have Moose bots invading the chat?
No, I have one account and I say everything I need to say on it. So take that for what you will. I don't hide behind burners.
Big Ray burner account.
Yeah. But I'm glad that other people, want to get that over. Yeah.
Gene Simmons' Demon Clone was from a burner account.
All right, so next we have contract signing with Decay and an actual corpse. Rosemary carries as usual. Havoc sits there looking like a soccer mom at a Halloween party. What else is there? What else is there to say, guys? Did I cover it?
Yeah, you covered it. Let's talk about the virgin blood that Rosemary smelled on the barrister,
nice.
who had to. I guess this is his second time facing Scott D'Amore, coming in representing the Inspiration.
I thought D'Amore had a funny line about Deanna needing to thank him for firing him the first time.
Yeah, yeah, that was good. Yeah, throwing it back under there. As you said, Rosemary's still in the scene with her character work. Always great. And I did notice that Havoc was just kind of sitting there like a knot on a log, not really doing anything. She was kind of back like this the whole entire time.
Like, yep.
Yeah, you go, Rosemary. Extra virgin olive blood.
Extra virgin blood. Is that Zordos extra virgin blood?
Rub it on your nipples. Next we've got Alex Zane versus Trey Miguel. Anything on Ace Austin versus Trey Miguel? Didn't we see this last week?
Yeah, I had to check and make sure. I assumed it was Alex Zane when I didn't see Madman Fulton. That's how I knew the difference.
He didn't have a staff in his hand.
Yeah, this was it was a flippy match. They did a flippy match, and then Burt Macklin attacks Trey after, and then the Bullet Club comes in and lays both of them out. So that's basically your setup for the BFG match. But what did you guys think of this particular match?
Oh, just a spot fest to get over the match, and I like the Bullet Club, which, is always good. I mean, I like these three guys. They're one of the highlights of the show every week, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're definitely putting the promotion behind Trey Miguel. He's a man that is taking a lot of people's gimmicks and piling on to his own gimmick, which I think one of the things that I saw him do coming out for Bound for Glory, they changed Damian Priest's entrance. Damian Priest no longer shoots the bow and arrow. After I noticed this weekend that Trey Miguel is shooting the bow and arrow now.
What?
Have you not seen it? He does like a
since when? Well, first of all, since when has Damian Priest been on TV? Second of all, when did he stop shooting the arrow? Tonight?
He didn't do it tonight. Yeah, they changed his entrance tonight.
That's the first time. Well,
yeah, brand new entrance for Mr. Damian Priest.
I'm sure they don't have any idea what Trey Miguel is doing.
He's got the
they
AJ
forgot
Styles
to
gloves.
they even forgot to bring him along with the other two guys. So they really don't care what Trey Miguel is doing. They probably said what I said, was like, we already have Ricochet, so we don't need his younger brother. It's like, would you say he's piling on gimmicks? Like, what gimmicks?
So he's got the AJ Styles gloves. He was doing the whole like pull back and shoot thing. Like the Seth Rollins gear for the Bound for Glory, where he's wearing the black and gold kick pads. Have got very Seth Rollins-y gimmick vibes from Trey Miguel here, and also not to nitpick a little too much though. If you're gonna come out and spray paint your logo on the screen, at least practice so you know how the strokes go when you come out and do the thing to make it look like you're actually doing the spray painting. He came out to do it, and you could tell he like had to hesitate to see which way the things were going. So there's a lot there to work on for Trey Miguel.
All right, you hear that, Trey? Right here from the Moose Champion Edition.
Moose Nation. J Hall in the building. What's up, J Hall?
Yeah, what's up, Jerome with an N. Yeah, so then I guess the main event of this show is the Josh and Christian.
Mic off.
Yeah, they did a little decent in-ring face-off, which kind of devolved into a pull-apart at the end. And then all the security that Heath and Mickey didn't get earlier in the show all came out for this spot. So once again, inconsistency with... There you go. And it's kind of very noticeable. Like if you... like I said before, if you had more guards every time that we needed them...
more guards.
Yeah, if you had them run out every time, people would be commenting on how many times security runs out on the show, and then that would force you to change your formatting and writing. Like you would, okay, we do this too much, But if you only selectively have security come out at certain times, I think Heath need a lot more help than these guys. These are two grown adult men fighting. I think they'll be fine. But Heath had like a 3-on-1 situation, and they're breaking flags on his head or back, depending on your vantage point. You would think that, you got a guy signed for a pay-per-view, you might want to avoid something like this going on, this extracurricular activities. but apparently not. So that's what I had to say about it. What do you guys think?
That makes perfect sense. I mean, in one situation, you got one dude who's actually being violently assaulted by 3 different men who actually needs the help, and the other situation is 2 dudes who are clearly having personal issues just fighting it out.
Yeah. You also got Mickey getting beat up by a man. That happened earlier. So I know they're all very progressive there and having intergender contests and stuff like that, but I mean, nonetheless, none of that stuff was supposed to be going on. You could have sent one security guard out there. I think wouldn't be. Yeah. So that was it. They counted on this to really get you hyped up for this pull apart, to really get you hyped up. If you were on the fence about buying Bound for Glory, this could do it. This could push you over the fence into pay-per-view buying territory.
I mean, it's definitely the best promo I've seen Josh Alexander cut so far, in my opinion, that I've seen.
Yeah. It was also a good point of him that he brought up of Christian having to leave the WWE to achieve any sort of single success.
It's true. It's true. A lot of shots thrown here, and like you said, I enjoyed Josh's mic work. He's in there with a legend, so it seems like he definitely stepped up his game to meet Christian's mic skills and his game.
Yeah.
All right, that's the go home show for Bound for Glory. Now I think it's time we get this celebration going. You ready?
I'm ready. You're supposed to have it right there. Well, I see you're still fumbling around.
No, I was looking for something else, but I mean, I can play the moose music again here as we go into Bound for Glory. It's beautiful. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the Bound for Glory segment, and I mean, maybe this is Bound for Moose, Moose for Glory,
Moose for Moose,
Moose for Moose, the Moose.
Yep.
Show is all about Moose, but we don't start off with Moose. We start off with a little bit of inspiration as our newly crowned tag team champions make their debut in Impact Wrestling and take out Decay. Decay once again starting the show off. We're used to this, Vet. Decay's here to kick it off.
Yeah, speaking of music, Inspiration got live singing on their little debut here. Here's one thing I noticed. I had to be fair, right? Like, I can't just put over everybody all the time. Even when I like them. But that gear that they had on was fucking awful. I don't know if you guys thought so too, but it looked like
generic.
It looked washed out. You know, like it was some kind of weird taupe color.
It's like just the pant. They were like, we want to go all pantyhose color.
Yes.
Like granny lingerie.
Yes, and it was very unflattering to their figures. Like to put it nicely, not to say anything bad, but they both have unique bodies. So they should really, like, their gear should try to, like, either hide or accentuate whichever certain parts, which is true of every wrestler, really. Like, if you got areas of your physique that you're working on or don't plan on working on and you need to hide, whatever you need to do, your gear has to reflect that. You got to find out what gear looks the best on you, and you'll notice this a lot where you'll see somebody have new gear, and then they'll constantly be adjusting it during the match, like wherever they're debuting it. Like I saw this happen with Shayna Baszler a lot. You could tell she got new gear made for like a pay-per-view or something, and she had to keep pulling up the waist because she didn't have enough time to see if it fit, like in an actual match situation, like, so that happens a lot. But that's just a very small thing here. As for the match, it was a fine match. They showed a little violence. The Inspiration did toward the end, which was nice, even though the result was predictable. So I thought it was a pretty good debut for them overall. You guys?
Go ahead, Brandon.
I got some bad news. I unfortunately did not get to see Bound for Glory. So
It's terrible.
Yeah, I went to Fight TV and it's like, oh, I don't have $40 right now.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'll slide into your DMs later, and I'll help you get some things for.
Yeah,
I was there.
I was really expecting it to be on the network. I was going to see it there. It's like, oh shit, it's not there. I fight. Oh shit, $40. I kind of broke right now. Shit.
Yes, we can help you out with that.
I am so sorry.
It's okay
How
as long
can
as
you
you
be broke with all that crypto and all that cannabis?
Oh,
I don't understand how you
smoking all the cannabis.
I thought you were richer than us all.
Buying all the crypto.
It takes time to transfer over.
Oh, I see. All right.
He's on those 500% sheep gains. Okay, you leave him alone.
Oh boy, the chat's on fire now.
I'm sorry.
I guess Homeboy is probably a part of HMG now. I guess Canada Spaceman. You've never heard of bootleg streams? Don't worry, Canada. I'll straighten him out after the show when I'm gonna slide into those DMs. J Hall, get your ass out of here. I guess he doesn't know that that most of these guys we don't watch the show most of the time. Vet does. Vet always watches the show. He is a sponge for wrestling, but I follow the BRV model of things. If I've got too much shit going on, the last thing I'm going to do is watch the product. This is Brandon is a fake. Brandon's a fake. He does have the evil goatee. Brandon from an alternate universe.
You're right. Yeah. Well, Colin, did you watch it?
I did.
You watched
I enjoyed this match. I thought these girls did a great job. There weren't too many botches. The finish.
There weren't too many botches.
There weren't too many.
You could count them on one hand.
Trying to be nice, Vet. You be nice.
Well, no, there really weren't. I don't recall any. So it's okay.
Okay. So I like the finish where she got kind of thrown in the corner and one of the Inspiration members, I think it was Cassie Lee, kneed Rosemary in the face. And then was able to get the pin and the tag and the pin with their interesting finishing combination. It's like a powerbomb neckbreaker combo, something like that. Swinging neckbreaker powerbomb combination.
Yeah, something like that.
Brandon, there are spoiler alerts. We are gonna talk results, so you might not want to go back and watch Bound for Glory after we're done here. Just the Buckshot Kids looking out for you. Okay, spoiler alert. Let me just go on ahead and let everybody know here. You just hang out. Make sure you could probably throw one of those DVDs on books that you got back there on your shelf and put it in your DVD player and then watch it while we do the Bound for Glory review here.
I'm cool hanging with Moose.
Hey, look, we're all hanging with Moose tonight. New Impact champions. We get a backstage. Gia Miller interviews the new Knockouts. Interviews the Knockouts champion Deonna Purrazzo and Matthew Raywalt. She reminds them that the Drama King is banned from ringside for the match. She said she's going to do what she does best tonight and break both of Mickey's arms. And then we get to one of three of the Vet's favorite segments of the show here, as this segment has El Phantasmo versus Trey Miguel versus Burt Macklin, FBI, in a triple threat match in which we see Trey Miguel going over here. The black and gold, everything spoke that Trey Miguel was going to come out here and win this tonight. He's getting the AJ Styles treatment, like I said earlier. This guy is on fire, going over El Phantasmo, who was going off. Like Phantasmo was very much showcased in this match, more so than some of these other guys. I'm sure you can agree with me, Vet. He did a bunch of his cartwheel stuff. He did a bunch of the stuff that I guess he's known for. I was watching this, and Vet, you might disagree with me. You might agree with me. I feel like El Phantasmo is what Jack Evans could have been if there weren't drugs.
Maybe, but the difference is the knowledge. Like you can see how much Phantasmo is able to use his abilities for the purpose of the match, whatever that might be.
His silliness and the things that he does, like but that whole entrance just screamed like Jack Evans to me, like how he just was coming in doing the too sweet and then like laying on the mat and rolling around. Just
he's got his little gimmick thing. The funniest thing, the highlight of this match was during that entrance. None of that stuff, but when he grabbed the sign from the fan and crumpled it up and kicked it.
Yes,
like just who kicks a sign? You know what I mean? But he does.
Commentary made sure to let us know that those poor fans, they put all their effort in da. And I think that guy is someone that I noticed that does a popular Impact show. And when Trey Miguel came out, they literally had 5 more of those Trey Miguel fan club signs ready to roll. So I don't think they really spent all that much money on those D'Lo and or Matt Striker, whoever said that.
Gia Miller is very hot. Yes, she is.
Yeah, Spaceman is lamenting the fact that we never talk about how hot Gia Miller is.
Yes.
She's a very pretty lady, Spaceman. All right, moving on. Other thing about this match was Macklin tried his hand at diving with mixed results. How do you think Macklin did? Should he leave that one in the toolbox? Just not take it out no more?
Had he not posted his arm on the outside of the ring when he went flying over there, it would have been very bad for him. Yeah. Yes.
What Matt Striker tried to say, like, with the hip attack. Like, no, that was not not meant to be a hip attack. But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it was just. Now here's where I have to ask, because I'm a Phantasmo fan, obviously, and an advocate. I'm just an advocate. But was this 3-way match better than a lot of the ones that we've seen? Or is it the same?
I think it's the same. Different counterparts in there. I mean, like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed El Phantasmo in this match, probably more than anything else.
Okay, so like even you are saying he's the highlight of this match.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Like,
it was kind of like to me when I was watching it, I was thinking it was reminding me of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It was like one of these guys is too cold, one of these guys is too hot, and the other one's just right.
Yeah,
you know. So it's
I mean, Macklin had a pretty good showing. I don't feel like he left the match looking any weaker than what he came into it. I mean, he still looks, like a badass in that sense.
Right. Yeah. So, well, anyway, Trey wins. So they're hitching their wagon to Trey Miguel, which I like. I don't mean to do this to specifically attack or disparage Trey Miguel, but I really don't see anything there that I don't see with anybody else that can do those things.
It's true.
Like, I don't see what's really special about him. But okay. Well, I know, Brandon, you said something about Trey Miguel, like he was kind of getting over with you. So, what is it about him that catches your fancy?
I don't. It's just I don't know. Like, there's some people that I just don't know what it is. I just seem to have like a natural like draw to them for some reason, and that's probably the case. And that's just the case in this situation.
Okay. All right. So, Mickey with Gia.
Mickey's backstage.
Who's a nice young lady, a nice pretty young lady.
And Ace has Gia, lucky bastard.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, Mickie James tells Gia Miller that her Knockouts Championship match against Deonna Purrazzo tonight will be her toughest challenge to date. Then we've got, going back out to the ring, Violent by Design, Joe Doring and Diener with Eric Young versus Heath and Rhino.
Heath and question mark?
And question mark.
Double question mark?
It's just like Heath and then the shadow guy.
Yeah.
Like Noob Sabat has joined the battle.
Yeah. Heath comes out alone and gets beat up for several minutes until Rhino finally does come down with music. They had music ready for him.
They did.
He hits a sorry comeback and pins Diener. That's a little anticlimactic considering the TV time allotted to this fucking angle.
Do you think Joe Doring is a time traveler from the late 80s, early 90s era of wrestling? Maybe early 80s, late 70s?
I think he is time. I don't think he
Like
time
he-
traveled. I think he's been there since the 90s when he started his career.
Like GGP wanted to go back in time to go wrestle the Von Erichs. This guy was like, no, I'm going to the present day. I don't want to wrestle the Von Erichs anymore. I'm gonna go be old school wrestling in the 2000s.
I definitely get that same vibe from like he seems like an old school Southern brawler.
Yeah, and the cowboy boots. That just makes me laugh. His cowboy boots just look so funny in the ring while he's wearing them.
Well, I guess he was in developmental in WWE for a while, and he was probably going to be like another what's that guy's name, Heidenreich or something. But then he went to Japan and
You sure
started
he's
being
not
a cowboy.
he's not going to be another Harlan?
Not sure. Back then, no. I think he was going to be Heinrich.
Sorry. I had to.
Yeah, I wish you wouldn't.
Stroke your face like that.
Wish you wouldn't do that.
It's consensual. It's consensual. After the match, Heath and Rhino embrace as it appears that they are back on the same page and the friendship is back. Not only does Heath Slater have kids, he's got friends now. I got friends. Brock Lesnar still in the background, like, fuck your friends.
I don't give a shit about your
I
friends.
don't give a shit about your friends. Jordan Grace, proud to call herself the first ever digital media champion because the internet champion was taken. And the first ever Knockouts Triple Crown winner, Rachel Ellering declares victory in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet tonight. When Moose and Morrissey interrupt, they question how Ellering can win when they're also in the match. There's a lot of patriarchy coming in here to take over the show, and I love it.
And rightly so, yes.
It's consensual.
Think...
It's consensual. J Hall, come here. Look. You just sit back and relax, okay? You just let old Colin take care of this, okay? My snowflake, my beautiful
guys.
snowflake.
If you're not getting the video on this, you're missing out. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, do you think that you had any part in Jordan Grace becoming the digital media championship when you showed those pull-ups that she was doing?
I thought that was Jordan Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought that was
Yeah, who'd you think it was? You already forgot who you thought it was, didn't you? And you're trying to remember who you said it was.
I thought it was Big Ray doing pull-ups.
Thought it was Big Ray?
Big Ray doing pull-ups.
Well, it wasn't.
Are you sure?
Well, whatever it was, it might have inspired. Regardless,
please, can we not? Can it be the you don't get any more internet time championship and we're throwing your phone in the trash? Please, no more pictures like that on the internet championship.
No,
I got a Jordan Grace story.
Oh,
hypocrite of the world championship. All right, go ahead. I want to hear this.
All right, so one time we were heading to Atlanta. It was me, 3 other guys who were pretty decent size, like pretty big dudes. It was us 4, Jordan Grace and John Gresham, all going from St. Louis to Atlanta. So the way we had to have the car set up was the two of the big dudes up in the front, and then one of the other it was me and the other big dude in the back, along with Gresham, and then Gresham and Jordan would keep swapping back and forth who would sit across everybody's laps in the back.
So is that why you're in a wheelchair for life now? Because Jordan Grace sat across your lap?
Yep.
There you go.
But it's worth it.
So it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. He didn't consent to having Jordan Grace sit on his lap either, Sonic. I would not consent to that either. No, why no? That is terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, very bad. Well, this leads right into the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match.
Yes.
There were a couple surprises in this match. Not necessarily welcome surprises. Number one, Rocky Romero.
You weren't happy about Rocky. This is why I asked you if you. It's like all your New Japan people here. The Good Brothers being good brothers and getting their friends' paychecks here. Getting a payday here. Rocky number 2, having fun. Having a little fun here. And he's getting to promote his rap video, his rap songs. I think Rocky Romero should do a track with Blizzard Man.
Yeah, he's about at that level, I think.
You're not down with Kazuo Road?
The most I always come on here and I put over New Japan to the best of my abilities. And I feel more comfortable doing that lately because Rocky hasn't really been there in a while. That would be something I would say that, someone might tune in and then tune back out if they saw Rocky Romero and they think this is what New Japan is. I'm just not interested in anything he's doing.
How dare you? Roppongi Vice. Him and Trent were the best. And then he brought you Show and Yo. He brought you Show and Yo. And this is how you treat Rocky?
That's exactly how I treat him. Yeah, and then there's the demon, right?
See, look, hang on, wait 1 second. Look, Sonic in the chat. Good brothers are awesome. Quit being a square, Vet. You quit being a match striker, okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you quit being a match striker. One's in the chat if Vet's being a match striker. Two, if he's not being a match striker and you're okay with him being a square.
It's hip to be square.
Let's get those ones in the chat, guys.
Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Did you leave your basement?
Sorry. It's for never left the basement. Okay. All right. You know what? Well, for a guy that never leaves the HMG YouTube chat, I guess you would know. Anyway, this demon, it's not Rosemary, it's not Finn Balor, it's the fucking Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons comes out. Never one to shy away from promotional opportunity.
Vet, I don't think that was Gene Simmons.
Really?
I don't.
Well, who else would dress up like that?
I don't think
no one else would dress up like that on purpose, would they?
Are we supposed to be keeping it kayfabe that it was Gene? I didn't get the memo. Did I just ruin it? Hang on 1 second. We got to stop the show real quick. Did I just
assumed it?
Did I just fuck it up?
I don't know.
Don't worry, they can't hear this right now.
Okay. All right.
Brian Adams back from the dead.
There you go. Was it Brian Adams back from the dead? Did Joe Doring take his time machine?
Oh, no. What was it? Like, who was this? For real?
I think it might have been Dale Torborg, probably.
Was it the real Dale Torborg?
It might. It makes the most amount of sense.
Okay, well,
I mean, he worked like him, so I could, he was rotten, so it could have been Dale Torborg.
Okay, well, I'll start the show again. They don't need to know it was Dale Torborg. That wasn't Dale Torborg, I'm telling you. The Kiss Demon, we still don't know who it was. It was Gene Simmons. It's totally Gene Simmons. Mm-hmm. Ace Frehley was in the back.
Looks great for his age. I'll say that.
He does look great for his age.
But then business picked up because Moose came in.
Yes.
And he whooped everybody's ass.
Wait. Melina came in first. Can we talk about Melina? I'm sure there are some people in the chat that would want us to talk about Melina. One's in the chat if you want to spend a little bit of time talking about Melina.
I like looking at Melina.
I do too. I enjoyed the split. She was nice. She came running out. She still looks good for her age. She's still vicious. She's still out there putting it on people. I still don't see any ones in the chats. I guess these guys are all gay. They want to talk about Melina. Yeah, nobody wants to talk about Melina. All right, let's keep it going then.
Yeah, we did miss the Awesome Kong clip.
Tribute, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I guess, on the pre-show, right? Along with that Digital Media Championship.
Yeah,
I didn't catch
all
that.
Of that pre-show.
Didn't catch that. But yeah, they just showed a couple of clips from her speech, so I'm sure it was very nice. I already
Dude didn't even give us a number for no, because it's not a no. It's a yes only question.
Yeah. But yeah, if you want to hear Awesome Kong get put over, go listen to our last episode. I think it was. That's where you get all that. So as I was saying, Moose business picks up. The husband and wife beat him with sticks.
They do. They beat the crap out of him with sticks.
Yeah, they beat this crap out of the sticks. The sticks exploded and splintered into a million pieces.
Wait. I know. Look, you're jumping the gun too. Can we talk about Soda Thompson coming in and getting direction from Brian Myers on what to do, and then he does it? Like this was the time for him to turn.
We could talk about anything that you want to talk about, Colin. You could point out all your favorite spots in this match. Go ahead.
This was so fun. I enjoyed it. Did no one else enjoyed the Soda Thompson spot? Brandon, had you seen it, I guarantee you would have enjoyed when Soda Thompson came in and he didn't start attacking Brian Myers because he wants to get back in the good graces of the learning tree. So he's going to listen and he's going to beat up whoever Brian Myers tells him to beat up. He's going to throw out whoever Brian Myers tells him to throw out. So, and Homeboy 88 is out. Peace out, Homeboy 88. Thank you for coming by the show.
Have a good night.
Yeah, I mean that was a nice little spot, but
Yeah. Yeah. All right, back to the coronation of Moose.
I mean, you all know what happens. Moose wins this thing.
Woo! Yeah, Moose won. Moose is the champion. Moose won. Yeah. Woo!
Yes.
Oh wait, not. I'm sorry. I did it too early.
You're a little too early, a little premature. Yeah. It's understandable though. You know,
I
because
wasted they've been confetti for nothing.
They've been edging you with Moose for how many months now? And I could understand just seeing
Celebration of Moose and ruined.
Well, now let me ask you this, Colin.
Yeah.
Moose wins. Okay? That's not a question. The question is coming up. Did you just assume
Moose wins?
yeah. Did you just assume that this Moose winning his call your shot thing is just going to go nowhere again like it had in the past?
Yes, I was like, oh great, now it's going to be a whole nother 3 months of Impact shows where Moose just teases and then Morrissey ends up winning the belt somehow and takes it away from him.
Right. Which you wouldn't be blamed for thinking that, right?
I'm embarrassed. Liz was here. She saw my premature celebration.
Yep. She was just lurking, not leaving comments, and then she saw it.
So embarrassed.
Yeah. Don't worry, Colin. It happens to everybody. So I've heard. So next, I
don't think I can do the show, guys. It's okay. You talk. I'll collect myself.
All right. Well, Heath and Rhino are with Gia. No music underneath. Uncle Rhino's back.
Do you want music
That's what
underneath?
No.
I think it might make me feel better if I.
No, don't. Really don't do it. No. That's a virtuoso call. So yeah, that's what I took away from this. Uncle Rhino's back. Now, next thing we get a little package talking about the tag team titles. So it explains all that shit that we were like so bored and fed up with that we were talking about from the other show. And then we get, of course, our three-way match, right? So let me ask you guys, because this is a legit question I don't remember. When was the last match for the tag team titles that wasn't a 3 or a 4-way?
Maybe Good Brothers and Mac and Swan, I want to say.
How long ago was that?
Month, maybe 2 months ago.
Okay. And that was just one, and then that was probably sandwiched in between a bunch of other ones. It seems like every time these tag team championships are on the line, they've got these teams that they all just cram in there. You're essentially I don't know, Canada Spaceman. Be careful what you ask for. We might do it.
Be very careful what you ask for.
So you condense a potential 2 months of programs into one night when you do that. It's not like their tag team division is just so deep and that they can afford to just throw all their tag teams into all these matches at once. You'd think you could use this for more TV time, right? But they always either have it on members of a faction or they've got multiple people challenging for it or multiple slapped together people. I don't know. I just feel like they could do more with it. Juice Robinson is making his love of Randy Savage more obvious than ever. He is one step shy of Black Machismo. Like, he doesn't do the impressions or the mannerisms, but other than that, he is basically the Macho Man.
Better.
No, of course we're not debating that. But like, he has got the beard and the hair, like that sort of like that frizzy flat hair that from
Well, he even
85
called
Macho
it
Man.
out too during the match when he was
Yep.
like, I think he said something about Macho Man elbow or something about
He
Macho
yelled,
Man.
yeah, he yelled at David Finlay to do the Macho Man Randy Savage.
While he was trying
And
to jump off the rope.
Right. He wanted the axe handle. He was calling for the axe handle.
Accent.
But yeah. So
Talking Shop Mania 3's coming soon. They're just securing the bag from Impact so that they can have money to shoot it.
yeah, and they, well, yeah, so they're gonna steal money from all the fans again, just like they stole this match, and got out. They didn't even have time to do a chin lock, did they? I think.
No, I don't think so. I don't. But we did get the joys of seeing Carl Anderson like on the other side of the ring before the finish, like hunched down, like trying to hide but not really hiding, like waiting for him to jump off the thing so he could tag in. Like I was like, oh great, he's gonna push him off and Carl Anderson's gonna win here. And then no, he did not do that. He tagged him first, then let him hit the frog splash, then snuck in to get the pin. Those sneaky Bullet Club guys. I mean the Good Brothers. I mean. Realistically, it was a 4-on-2 match. Realistically.
True. Oh well. I mean, I don't have anything else on this. Do you?
No, they got out by the skin of their teeth.
I mean, I know I'm not cool for not liking that they won, but
It's okay. It's okay because Minoru Suzuki is coming to Impact Wrestling. Vet.
he's bringing the same video package they've used the 2 previous times.
Yep. And we're here. Jim Miller interviewing Christian Cage ahead of his Impact World title defense against Josh Alexander tonight. Cage says that he's not ready to pass the torch. But guess who is ready to pass that torch, Vet?
I'm no possible idea.
Deonna Purrazzo.
What?
She goes head to head.
She's gonna pass the torch to the much older woman?
Yes, she is passing that Impact torch back over. They gushed over Deonna Purrazzo like she is the greatest ever to do it, and da 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 da. Which I mean, it's their champion. They've got to. She is the Queen of Queens down there in AAA. She is no longer your Knockouts champion though, as Mickie James. In a hell of a match. Like these ladies put on about a 25-minute match, and it was very entertaining throughout.
Deonna has a squid hat.
She did the purple the Pope hat. She wore the Pope hat out. It was a purple Pope hat.
Well, it really looked like a squid.
Yes.
Maybe again capitalizing on the popularity of Squid Games.
Yum yum on Mickey James. I don't think J Hall was here for your Mickey James story, Vet. You'll have to tell that again one day.
No, he'll have to go back and listen to the archives. That's what he'll have to do. But Squid Hat aside, this was, like you said, a good match. Mickey did it. She does it. I don't really have any commentary. It was pretty good. So I'm glad that they had a good showing. Do you think it was the right move to pass the torch to Mickey James?
Yeah, actually, I think it is. I think this is she's going to cross promote this with NWA. It's just kind of signifying that forbidden door that Impact is really partnering up with a lot of different people, AEW, NWA, AAA, those types of things. So they're trying to do a lot more for their product. So I think having the Impact title show up on NWA here and there is not a bad thing. They've already got it going over there to AEW. People kind of seeing that. It's not really bringing viewers over, but this Bound for Glory, the fans really set the tone for this show. I think the fans, having the fans there in attendance and it being the Impact faithful that's there for a lot of these, it showed. Now it wasn't the Saudi Arabian show. It wasn't Crown Jewel with the fans in attendance there. The millions and millions of fans in attendance at gunpoint at the Saudi Royal Stadium.
At gunpoint, huh? Does that explain why they knew the lyrics to all those people's songs that they were singing?
Yeah. Dude, all that shit was piped in. I was just like sitting there listening, like, yo, you can totally tell.
That was not piped in. Nobody would tell them to sing fucking Randy Orton's theme song if they didn't want to sing it, bro. Main event.
Main event.
So for all the praise that Christian gets from fans and especially like peers, other wrestlers that I've heard Arn Anderson say they could watch Christian work all day, and there's like lots of respected people talk about how great Christian is. And I don't want to say what I'm about to say to sort of like to discount any of that, but I want to use it to point out something of how, like, even when people when people have that respect and they have that time that they've put in and they've earned that spot and everything like that, there's still always room for improvement. And there are habits that people keep with them their entire career and don't ever get rid of. Here's the first thing I noticed about this match. I'm watching it. I was like, okay, this is going to be a good match between these two guys. He takes the bump where Josh shoves him off the top turnbuckle and he spills out to the floor. You know that part, what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. He goes up to do something. Takes a bump on the floor. The first thing he does as he's laying there on the floor is slightly adjust his knee pad. Like he reaches up, grabs his knee pad and pulls it up a little bit. Like you're selling the cement floor that you just fell on, but you thought it was important to pull your knee pad up at like a half an inch.
Got a little stinger on his knee, vet. Kayfabe, man. He
didn't.
He fell out.
No, he didn't.
He hit his knee. He
didn't.
Trying to just
and pulling the knee pad up over it would do what?
It makes it feel better. The padding, the softness of the cushion. I mean, have you never like hit your knee on something hard and then like put something nice and pillowy on it?
And then went to the sporting goods store, bought a knee pad, and pulled it up over my knee? No, I've never done that.
Well, you should try it one day.
Okay, I will. But Christian should try selling for a fucking change. How about that? Like what was he playing? Was he playing to administer a pedigree in the next 30 seconds? Like, did he need his knee pad up that half inch? That shit like that, I don't have any patience for, because it's like I hate hearing how people are so good at everything and then they do this dumb shit. It's like
airbrush.
Yeah, everything's phony. Yep, Roman Reigns.
It was an icy hot knee pad. See, Sonic's on Team Colin with this.
All right, if you like. He also let's see if you can explain this one away. Look at what Buckshot Kid said.
Yeah. That's why I give Alicia big props for not pulling up her pants when she got laid out 3 weeks ago.
Right. And in fairness, there was nothing to see, so it didn't matter if she did or not. But yeah. Well, another thing about Christian, if you notice this, Colin, he wouldn't open up for Alexander's knife edge chops. Did you catch that?
Mm-hmm.
He took one chop and then was like, "Oh shit, none of that," and then he clammed up for the next three. I mean, I'm sure he expects Josh Alexander to sit there and take all of them, but he doesn't feel like taking chops. He just like you like close you can't see because it's all black background, but yeah, you roll your shoulders in and like cover up. Like, I'm not taking that. Like, what a pussy.
I wonder if it was like when Ben wrestled Hacksaw and like Ben like touched Hacksaw and he was like, no, and don't touch me. don't hit me. I'm not. Nobody touches the Hacksaw.
Yeah,
don't chop the Christian.
Right. Look, guys, if you don't want a guy to chop you, just tell him beforehand. That's all you got to do. Don't make him look like shit out there, because he looked like shit. Like, the first chop made a nice sound, and then then it was like nothing, and then nothing, and then a third nothing later. Just don't do it if you don't want to take it. Yeah.
How do you feel about the story that they're playing out with his family? Like that they started to play out with his family in this, like having the kid, having the wife ringside.
I mean,
do you think this ties into future storylines that they could possibly have?
No, not really.
Because then I don't get the point of having his wife and kid there.
Well, I think it was that they were going to have that moment, which is also like tipping your hand a little bit. Like, you're going to make a point of showing talking about his wife and kids, showing his wife and kids in the video packages, showing her sitting up at front with the kid. And then, you're going to do all that and then just have him lose to Christian. So they could have, but Whenever they do something like that, they normally do. Now, if his wife was there front row for every match that he had, that'd be different, because then it'd be like, oh, well, nothing's different. She's here like she always is. Yeah.
She's here cheering a man on. Okay.
Right, and then it wouldn't make it so obvious what they want to do, right? But I don't mind doing it, but because it's Impact, or anybody that does this, really, AEW, WWE, anytime they try to involve like family sitting in the audience randomly, it just comes across as very phony, right? And by the way, since we're talking about his wife, what are we rating her butt out of 10? Because she looked like she was in shape.
She did look like she was in shape. I'm gonna have to go back and
to keep up with the Walking Weapon, bro. They don't just call him that for no reason, man.
She's getting ankle picked in the bedroom,
right? So I don't know. I'm gonna go with
give her the old C4 spike.
Yes, there it is. I'm gonna go with the 7.5.
It's a very solid rating.
I think so. Yeah.
The dress did look good.
Well, it was like a bodysuit almost.
Yeah, it was
right?
like a very tight, full-length dress.
So Sonic rates it. I took screenshots out of 10.
Yep, there we go. Finally, the butt review. This part. They don't even care about Moose. They care about the butt review.
Right. Well, Spaceman does anyway.
Buckshot
Kid says his wife was a worker. Oh, that makes sense.
Hmm? The kid does not look anything like the mom. It
looks give him some time. Give him some time. He's still
Josh
a little
Alexander
fella.
And that kid.
Yeah. So just another technical morsel for the fans out there that care. Just so everyone knows, a rope break is a rope break. It's a break. You don't just get to pull them back to the middle and continue your hold. If they ever make it to the ropes or under the ropes, or they break that plane, that invisible plane that goes up and down, as D'Lo said, then that's a break, and the break has to be enforced. So that's just shitty WWE. I don't care about the rules. We just do whatever we feel like in any given moment type of shit that bleeds over into other promotions, and then they forget like that wrestling used to have rules, and the whole point of rules is so that you can break them as a heel, right? But anyways, aside from all that, the match was fine. It was good. Josh Alexander matches usually are. So we got the big celebration and everything like that, and family in the ring and everything. And then what happens?
We get a moose sighting.
A moose sighting, eh?
We get a big time moose sighting.
A wild moose appears.
Yes. Wild moose appears.
Yeah, well, actually, we're playing Moose's music, but they did not, which I liked. He just showed up in there, handed that trophy over, that little bowling trophy that they gave him for winning the Call Your Shot tournament, and then
proceeds to spear the crap out of Josh Alexander, pin him right in front of his wife and son for the 1, 2, 3, and we have a new champion in Impact Wrestling. Josh Alexander's reign was was a little bit longer than Daniel Ryan's shortest reign that he had in the WWE, but Josh Alexander is champion no more as Moose, calling his shot, taking the title to the place that he needed to go. Just a moment of silence here, Vic. We just have to soak it in. We have to soak it in. We're soaking it in, man. Soaking it in. We've got so much confetti to celebrate the Moose won today. He's a real athlete, and I couldn't go out and get a little bit of the bubbly, but I got this nice bottle of Perrier. We're gonna shake it up, ladies and gentlemen, for the it didn't even do anything. It's totally it's
flat.
Just totally flat, guys.
Flatter than Alicia.
I didn't even open it until now, and it's terrible. That bottle of Perrier, I need my money back for that. It's not even fizzy. Carbonated water bullshit.
I'm sure
it doesn't matter. Moose is fucking champion. He did it. After all these years,
he finally did it. And
finally did it.
How did you like the way they went about it? actually talk about that in the bigger picture. And Brandon, you didn't watch this show, but I'm sure you at least saw that this happened and something about it. Okay, so now I want both of you guys to tell me, what do you think about how they did this? See, all you need is to give Colin a few minutes and he's ready to go again. That's true of most men.
I did it like 3 times rapid succession there too.
That's yeah, we should document that. That should be good.
Took a Viagra. A blue chew.
All right. Okay. All right. So not only how did they play this out here, where he just comes in, ruins Josh Alexander's moment, cashes it, and walks out on top of Bound for Glory, but also how do you like the idea of Moose getting his moment, but it just being crammed into the end of a show, like fast forward, here you go, boom, Moose the champion, okay, bye, we gotta go. Thoughts on both of those?
We'll get that celebration this coming Thursday. Your Impact Wrestling on Access TV if you can find it.
Which you can't.
So you'll find it on YouTube or Twitter or on this show when we review it at 12 a.m. Tuesday morning.
Yeah. Well, was this better than giving Moose a moment to build up a match and then take it with like focus on it? Or was it better to just do it like this? That's what I'm saying.
I think it was better to do it this way. I like the surprise. I like because it sets up a lot of different things they can go. He turned on Morrissey.
So well, they already knew, but they already knew we were going to do that. So
of course, but there's
still
there's that storyline that you can have. Now we have Josh Alexander who tasted holding that belt in front of his family, and Moose to come in and just take it from him like this sets up a perfect heel babyface chasing that title as we get Moose just dominating left and right. Do you think they're going to give Josh Alexander an immediate rematch maybe? Or is this like hey, you got to work your way back into this and let Moose kind of foster with some new storylines, new feuds until we kind of circle our way back to Josh Alexander for another big pay-per-view?
I don't know, but he should want it. Josh Alexander, the character, should want it. He should want it now, and if they don't give it to him right now, he needs to be upset that he's not getting it. But yeah. But Brandon, what do you think? Do you think it's better to just do the quick cash in, or do you think that he deserved a build up with his little bowling trophy into a bigger, more focused program?
I think this worked. I went back to this reminded me of something that Al Snow said during a seminar, was like one of the ways you can get good heat is like if you let them have it, like it's in their hand, and let them taste it, and you take it away from them, you get that like they had it. You have just having that taste, like now you know what it's like, and they took it from you, and now you're like, it's just that natural human psychology.
Okay, fair enough. Now for this, now I'll get more focus on this thing. Now the way they played it out here, where it was literally the last 2 minutes of the show, because I looked at the timer and there was 2 minutes left.
Yeah,
and that's when the cash in, everything happened in 2 minutes. So how did you like the way it played out? And would you have done it any differently? Colin?
No, I like the way it played out. Like I said, it set up a lot of really good storylines. It was a good image. It was that perfect, it was a spin on the whole Money in the Bank cash in type of thing. We've seen all types of, all right, the guy's beaten up, the guy's hurt, let's cash in when you least expect it, da-da-da-da-da. This was another one of those least expected moments, but it was a different spin on it. I don't think we've seen the coronation of a guy. Like, I mean, you got to think how big of a moment this was for Josh Alexander coming in here winning this title, so to speak, as people who are fans of Josh Alexander and that have been watching the Impact Wrestling and are pretty much the faithful, to have Moose come in and take it like this. Now, we are the exception. We really love Moose. We think Moose should have had the title several times now. Let's see what he does with this. Let's see what kind of booking the Impact gives us. But
yeah, what he does with it, he has nothing to do with it.
What kind of stuff Scott D'Amore does with this down the line.
Well, all right. So now, Brandon, did you see the 2 minutes, even though you didn't see the whole show?
I have not had a chance to watch that yet. No.
Okay. So what happens is, after the match, Christian gives him the belt, sportsmanlike, and I also like the way they did that. But, you know, I wonder if I'm giving them credit for doing it a certain way, or if the whole show was rushed for time, because a lot of matches post-match, like, they kind of seem like they cut it off a little bit or didn't linger on it enough. Like Mickey James, you know, that after Deonna had lost for all those matches, and then she's like there for like 10 seconds or whatever, and then they just cut to the next thing. It's like, this seems like it should be a bigger deal. So I don't know if they were just running out of time, or the matches were going a little long or whatever, so they had to move it along, or if they really planned it like this. But instead of doing the stupid milking it thing where Christian's like holding the belt and doesn't want to give it up, like, or like the referee takes it and Christian takes it from the referee, like, they didn't do any of that. Christian just grabbed the belt, went in there, handed it to Josh Alexander, put on his shoulder, gave him a hug, you know, got out the ring, let him have his moment. The kid and the wife come in, they're having their moment, hugging in the ring. All of a sudden, Moose is standing in the ring, and Josh Alexander's like, huh? He has a look on his face like, what? And then Moose is cashing in, so the referee's getting that business done. Then Josh Alexander, like, realizes instantly, like, what's about to happen, so he has to, like, put his wife
family in the corner.
Yeah, he's trying to, like, get him out of the ring. Like, he's like, get out. And they're, like, getting rushed out the corner, and he feeds right back into the spear. Like, the timing was just about perfect for it. So, like, the whole thing looked really good. But again, I don't know if they plan to milk it more, or if they, you know, like, maybe they did plan to have a full Moose entrance, you know, or something like that, or some corny shit. The way it ended up working, I think, looked good. But here's the thing. You were talking about, Brandon, Al Snow saying getting it and taking it away, and the heat and everything. Dude, that crowd was very into Josh Alexander winning. They wanted him to win. And as soon as Moose cashed in, that crowd was very into Moose winning. They weren't totally booing. They didn't care. They were all doing the Moose thing, chanting along with the music. You know, they were into it. So no heat. Really no heat. Moose is a babyface because the fans, like, he's a shoot babyface because the fans are like, they all see what we see, and they know that, like, he's getting screwed around with the weird booking and losing to Chris Sabin and bullshit like that. So if you turn Moose into one of these champions, like I was talking about with Colin, when I was talking about Zach Gibson, where he could be the kind of champion that's like, how the fuck does this guy still have the belt? He can't beat anybody. If they turn Moose into one of those, that's not the kind of Moose I think is necessarily best. I'm sure he can do it just fine, but, you know, I don't know why you would go with that. The crowd's behind him, whatever they do, because they know his journey, and he's done no wrong by the fans. Even when he insults the fans, they know that he's just playing a character and all that. So they're not really with the heel Moose 100%. They enjoy this Moose. So I don't know if it's got what they thought they were going to get out of it. But I mean,
I really do enjoy this Moose. This version of Moose. This chip on his shoulder, taking everybody. No one is fucking safe. The way he was telling Morrissey what the fuck to do in the call your shot match, like, he's just like, hey, we take these guys, you take those guys. That's a part I forgot to point out.
Morrissey was like, when he got eliminated, he was like, what the fuck are you doing? And Moose was like, you would have done it to me.
And then Brandon, you would have liked the Rohit Raju part, because Rohit's in the corner, and because they did a little bit of a racial spot too, where it was like Rohit, Falaba, and somebody else, and they were like, oh, the three of us get those two guys, and the two guys laid down were like the white guys, but Rohit is in there with Moose and Morrissey when they decide to team up, like, oh, we're gonna be a team, and Rohit comes over and slaps the both of them, little tiny Rohit, and he's just like, yeah, we're gonna be teams, and he, like, goes and stands in front of them, yeah, me and these guys, and then they just grab him by the throat and toss him out like a play toy, like just the tiniest little thing. Yeah, it's a good episode. I'm so excited. Look, I still have more confetti here. Just so much confetti in celebration of Moose.
Yeah. I'm regardless, I don't give a shit about any of this booking or any of the other stuff. I just, as long as Moose is on TV more, Because I can't go with like a relatively mooseless episode like they did on the Go Home show. I can't be doing this thing where he just walks up and says one thing and is like, I don't want none of that. I don't want to see him sitting there in his back room dressed like the Kingpin with a card table in front of him getting beat up by fucking 2 white guys. I don't want to see none of that. I want to see Moose all the time on the show. It should be like like early 2000s era Triple H. Every show should start with 20 minutes of Moose, lisping promo, whatever. I just, and a match later. Everything.
Beating up Chris Sabin.
Holding on to basically Moose should just be Triple H from 2000s. That's what he should be.
Just without the hammer.
Yeah, no hammer. He's got a hammer. He probably got a hammer in his pants, but no sledgehammer.
It's a PG show, sir.
No, I don't think so. You already jizzed 3 times.
Whoa! I was celebrating Moose. Okay, that is a celebration.
With jizz.
That's what he said.
Jizz. Yeah, with jizz. You were celebrating Moose with jizz. Yes, that's basically what. If you can't see this, he's doing the thing.
Doing the snowflakes. You're my beautiful snowflakes.
My beautiful snowflake. So yeah, I just think Moose should just completely copy Triple H from that era where he comes out, does a promo, is in several backstage vignettes, and then has a match with some random person like Tajiri or whatever to show how good he is. That's what I want to see from this new Moose. I won't be getting that, but that's what I'd like to see. And who knows, if it may be like other things. If we speak it into existence, Brandon, right? Like
exactly,
that's exactly what we will.
We did it here once already with Moose being champion. Now, Vet, Buckshot Kid wants to talk about the biggest crowd reaction was when the Demon threw Swinger out. You didn't enjoy.
What was their reaction? Did they?
It was huge. They popped.
They liked it? Well, because I thought they popped when he came out, so I thought they liked Swinger.
They popped when he came out. No, they popped when the Demon came out, and then Swinger was going to get the autograph, and the Demon wrote the name in the book and then tossed him out. Everybody was all excited.
Well, they also popped for Swinger.
They did.
So,
they did pop.
I don't really know.
Another. Did you see the botch from El Fantasmo though?
That's none of my business.
The botch from El Fantasma, I assume what you're talking about was when he was going to flip over the ropes backwards and he didn't make it, so he had to do it again.
The first time, had to do it again the second time.
Well, that's okay, because when you're a heel, you can do no wrong.
That's true. That's true.
If he was a baby face, that would have been the shits.
Apparently, we lost a couple of viewers because me and you aren't gay enough.
Oh, I think we're as gay as we need to be. It's a gay business, and I think we're very inclusive here. So earlier on, Spaceman asked me a question that I thought was interesting. So I wanted to address it here, but I didn't want to interrupt the Moose celebration.
No, there's more Moose celebration. Yay.
Yeah, you could keep celebrating as many times as you that Blue Chew lasts. If you if it lasts for 2 more hours, call a doctor.
Oh, yes. I got about an hour and a half. No, 2.5 hours.
Okay. Off topic, CM Punk said this week he was hurt in the ropes, lack of calluses. Is the vet like that? That's what Spaceman said a while ago.
The vet never lost his calluses. He's the vet.
Yes, I'm calloused in the heart. But I don't know what it would be like if I hit the ropes these days. But I've been retired for twice as long as almost as CM Punk was retired. So I'm sure that...
Look, Vet, we might try to get you an OVW payday here.
No, I'm never going back to that piece of shit city ever. I escaped, and I'm not going back.
Funny. Are you sure? You sure you don't want to go back?
Yeah, I'm done, bro. And that's fine. I'm fine with it. I don't have any qualms about retirement at all. Because that's the thing. Like, the fans don't know the one side. They only know the one side of it. They think that, having matches and everything is like all fun and great, and making money if you're at that level is really fun and great. But then there's the other like 23 hours and 40 minutes of the day where you have to deal with all these egotistical, selfish maniacs all the time, and you have to discuss things with them, and then you have to be at the mercy of whatever the bookers want to do, whatever the promoters want to do. You have to go through all that hellacious travel, especially when you're trying to make it and you can barely make your gas money. I mean, these are the things that Brandon knows a lot about, and thankfully I didn't even really experience that much of the business. Just what I experienced, the little bit of it that I experienced relatively, was enough for me to say, yeah, I don't need to do any of this. Because I don't love wrestling like that. I don't love being a performer like that. I had fun being a performer. I had fun having matches. But that kind of environment is just something I'm not interested in. And I don't love it enough that I would suffer through all that as a performer. I just went to see...
Even when you were a druid?
I think... so there's a longer conversation to be had one of these days. I know you're making a half-assed joke, but there was a couple of events that were really just very eye-opening for me. And one of those events was going to WrestleMania, which is, a lot of people consider to be the pinnacle of professional wrestling. And to be there on a day like that and see how everything is run backstage and just to experience the vibes and the production and just the gear, like the gears turning and stuff like that, seeing how the sausage is made basically. And it really didn't feel to me appreciably different than what I was seeing at OVW in the locker room. It was bigger, it was more, there was more stars, quote unquote, but to me it really didn't feel different. It was just a lot of sitting, waiting around and not a lot happening. And that was a moment where I kind of had to say, like, is this it? This is what people are working for, to sit around all day and eat bad catering. Like, I don't know if this is something I would want to do. Not that I was trying to get in as a performer. I just learned the performance aspect. But I can understand why guys who just love it and they've always had a dream of being a wrestler, why they wanted to do it and why they continue to suffer through it. That was never going to be me. So
are you sure?
I had no problem getting out.
Are you sure it's not like because in the back? I mean, what did it feel like though when you went out there and that the roar of the millions hit you as you were coming out for that entrance? Because that's really what, like, I get it where you could say it's the same, because like all wrestling shows, you are just kind of sitting in the back waiting for your time to come out and your spot on the card. But there's a difference between 30 people at the Armory, or 300 people at an OVW show, or however many people you guys were bringing in, and like a stadium of 60, 70,000 people. Like, there's a huge difference in that. Like, did you fit, was the energy a little bit different though, once you hit that curtain and got out? Did you feel that little bit, like, was there like that little bit of it that was like, all right, maybe I can, if this is what it's like you didn't feed off that crowd and the energy from the crowd?
That's a great question, Colin. The short answer is no. And the long answer is, you're right. Like, it was Ford Field, so that's got to be 70,000 people.
I'll look it up.
I think it was like 70 something, 73, 75, some whatever they claimed it was. But when there's that many people, it might as well be empty. You can't see any individuals. 65. But I'm out there and I'm literally carrying a torch. You want to talk about Deonna Purrazzo passing a torch? I'm carrying a flaming fucking torch. So the only thing I can think about is not lighting the guy in front of me on fire. That's the only thing that's going through my mind. I don't have a chance to soak in the crowd and feel that the way a wrestler does when they get to come out and do their whole thing. But sitting there at the side of the stage while Batista was making his entrance, like I really kind of got Batista a little bit more, like the music and everything, and just, it was like it sounded really cool, very loud, the people were into it, all that stuff. So I got like a little bit of it, but I'm still in the back of my mind, I'm concentrating, like, okay, you got your spot, you got your thing you got to do, don't mess it up, so I mean, I didn't really get to appreciate it the same way a wrestler would. And I don't know if that really would have changed. Because again, it's to me, I'm a fan, and I was always fine being a fan. I wasn't one of these people that said, that's what I want to do, that's my dream. I was perfectly content to let other people do it. The only reason I did it was to contribute. You know, again, short version of my life story, but I just wanted to contribute and see what I could do. And when I realized how much people weren't interested in contributions, that's what made it that much easier to step away. So yeah, I'm cool with that. But, you know, it would have been different, I guess, if I had been able to perform at that sort of a level. But
sorry, I apologize. April is sending me pictures for Halloween,
Well-
the Halloween show tomorrow, and it's her and Mick Foley.
yeah,
There's a little bit better picture for you there.
yeah.
April Hunter, ladies and gentlemen.
It's we can always interrupt me for April Hunter, no problem. But Buckshot Kid said that I had a WrestleMania moment, and a lot of people would love to have had my spot, and I did love having my spot. I definitely wanted to do it. I'm glad I did it. I had a lot of fun with it, and it's a good story to tell. It almost feels like it happened to somebody else.
Is that when you saw Tommy Dreamer eat the donut over the trash can?
No. Remember, he saw me eating
That's right. You
chicken
were
over
eating
a trash can
that's
at Sam's Town, which is exactly where the Bound for Glory was held. But yeah, it was good, but it was also a good moment to kind of like get a wake up call and reassess, like, you know, this may not be whatever you thought it was, or what you think it is, or what you hope it will be. It will never be that. So I would have had to, if I had never gone there and seen that at that level, maybe I would have continued to struggle towards something like a lot of guys did. Dude, I left OVW before WWE pulled out their developmental stakes. And when they did, I was like, well, I guess I got off a sinking ship. And you see some people that are still at OVW, and I'm like, okay, it'd be one thing if you're like Man Beast, who fucking lived in town and it was in his backyard, so why not go be a part of this? It's another thing for people to come from all over the country and the world. I met people from all over the world there that came because they knew it was the place to be, and some of them end up stuck in fucking Louisville, Kentucky, because they got some bitch pregnant, or they got a job and they just kept trying to make OVW work, and they wanted to show up at practice on the weekends and feel like they were doing something, so they could tell all their friends they were a wrestler or something. You know, like, I saw many people do that as well. So I wasn't going to be that.
It seems like that Ohio Valley area is a good spot for indie wrestling, though, and there's like a lot of promotions and stuff. You're pretty much in close driving distance to a lot of pretty major areas too, right? I mean,
yeah, but at that time, if you were at OVW, you weren't going to be doing any of that.
Yeah, true.
Because you were trying to get a WWE contract. That's the only reason you went there. You know, nobody wanted to do that just to work the indies of OVW. That's not what they were thinking. They were thinking they were going to get a job with the big time, and then the big time left. So
Sean and Trips took it.
Right. Which, like I said, they came down after I had already decided I was done. And so, like, I could have went there, but then it'd be like, oh, the vet shows up when Triple H and Shawn Michaels shows up. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't
I'm with
do
them.
that.
Army of 3.
Right. I'm the new member of DX. Get out of here, Hornswoggle.
Who's Sean Waltman?
Yeah. So, yeah, you know. But that's basically it. So to answer your question, yes, I would probably get hurt if I hit the ropes, Spaceman. I think that's the point I was getting to.
It's very cool. It's very cool. So I've hosted shows with 2 ex WWE extras as the vet here and Man Beast, who got his head shaved by CM Punk on television.
Yep. And Man Beast was there at WrestleMania.
Oh, actually,
as well. 3.
Because Strangler Steve got Yokozuna bombed by Yokozuna in a match. So that would be three people. Old Striz. Shouts out to the Striz.
Well, actually 4, because when Sergio was on, he had been on some Raw and SmackDown.
I gotta go look up some of Sergio's stuff and see his extra work on Raw and SmackDown.
You will not find it.
I won't find anything?
No.
Ooh, April keeps texting me. Let's see what this is.
Well, I guess that's a good time as any to wrap the show up when you got April. Why is she texting you that?
Pictures of Aaron.
Yeah.
She found it on DeviantArt.
Oh, all right then.
She sent me pictures of the Fiend.
Nice. You want to wrap this shit up? Let's
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Brandon, you let the folks know where they can find you on your social media.
Yes, currently at everywhere at Miss Tia the Trans Artist. That's going to be changing as well once I get that cannabis earnings funds in, getting new designs done, banners done, logos done, all that done, rebranding, all that good shit.
And yeah, Vet, Vet fell asleep. He's the old man Vet.
I'm not asleep.
Right now, you look like a floating head. Your black shirt is it's the Vet.
The light is hurting my eyes.
Is a head that is out of his jar, Futurama style.
My nose has been running this entire show, and I hope my camera's HD enough that you don't get to see it. But you can find me at Opinion Haver everywhere. You can find me at, in addition to the Impact Attack, of course, you can find me every Wednesday for Next Level Wrestling Review. You can see me coming up also this Wednesday on Rad Rob's RTW Rewind show. We're going to be discussing some interesting stuff, so be sure to check that out. Sonic the Hedge Rat wants to know, how do you get some of this chronic? From Brandon. Brandon, take it away.
The stuff I'm on right now is stuff I got from a dispensary. It's Cresco face mints mixed with Rhythm G6, otherwise known as jet fuel.
I see.
And if
Fly
you wanna,
like a G6.
You want to, if this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, but if you want to smoke what he's smoking, you got to YOLO in on some YOLO, get some Tilray, get you some Sundial, get you some Canopy and some Aurora stocks and stuff like that. Not financial advice, because right now they're not blowing up until legalization happens. But you can still make a little money on the side.
Back to me. So RTW Rewind coming up with Rad Rob. Also, I'll be recording in several hours. I'll be recording a episode of Destino with Dr. Michael Jargo the Great. So
ever sleep?
Yes, I'll be sleeping in between then and now probably. So that's where you can find me. I'll be busy again this week. That's all for you guys, so don't miss it.
Don't miss it. That's right. Just like you don't want to miss tomorrow's episode of The A Show, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/The A Show, where we're doing a Halloween episode. And for the second week in a row, Aaron is gone. In his place is Halloween Man. And April Hunter, she'll be there. And we'll be showing off our costumes. It'll be a Halloween-themed episode. So come in the chat in your costumes. Send the A-Show mailbag at gmail.com pictures of any of your favorite Halloween costumes and or your current Halloween costume and or the costume that you're wearing while you're watching the A-Show tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at right there at the bottom. Vet, you're closer at the bottom. Can you point at the twitch.tv A-Show thing down there for me? Thank you very much. Make sure you go and follow us at _the A Show and at patreon.com/the A Show, where for only $1, you can get all the back catalog and some backstage stuff and some special stuff that April and them drop. We may be having a new tier where you sign up, you get an autographed picture of the A Show, and we may do some different cool things coming up. If you subscribe to the channel, we might have a watch along. I'm going to try to talk April and Aaron into watching either the Rocky Horror Picture Show or a couple of movies that April may have never watched before. And we can watch them with you guys in a Discord group type of Mystery Science Theater 3000 style event. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But you can find me on Twitter at Colin Weiss. You can find me on Facebook at Colin Weiss. You can find me on Instagram at Colin Weissong. You can find the Vet at Opinion Haver everywhere, as he said before, and you can find Brandon in the purple haze, all in my brain, the haze of the camera. Don't watch the porn version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. No, I will watch the Halloween version of Debbie Does Dallas. And for the Vet and Brandon, I'm Colin Weissong, and we will see you next week in the Impact Zone. here on Hameen Media YouTube channel and Channel Attitude. Make sure you go to channelattitude.com. Vet, is that where we're going to find?
Yep, they're up and running. They got all the shows on there, so you're either going to sign up for the Russo brand, $4.95 a month. You're going to sign up for HMG, $4.95 a month. And then they've got other stuff in there that you can sign up a la carte. So, but if you sign up for the HMG $4.95 a month, you get all the shows.
All the shows. That's the Friday locker room, everything. And I miss the Friday locker room. I miss the Wednesday locker room, but I miss the Friday locker room most of all.
Well, go watch it then.
Yeah, I will.
On channelattitude.com.
Channelattitude.com. Take it easy, guys.